Let me see here. I think it's gonna have to be like, oh my gosh, you can't see. Oh, my tripod is too short. Figure something out. See, that's the thing. Like, I can't figure out this freaking thing until afterwards. Okay, hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this stream. See, the problem is that I usually can't point up and see what the hell is going on. So, okay, here we go. Actually, you know what? F it. I'm not gonna redo it. Just gonna do it like this. Okay, so rule of thumb, you guys, do not put a freaking tripod on a stove. It is very dangerous, but I really have no other option, and the stove is off. Just a warning over here. So, okay. So you see this? Okay. So sorry, you guys. Okay, so I was looking at this stuff, and this is actually not how I usually had it, but normally what I did is I had the chili powder, the paprika, over here, because these are the ones that I use the most, and then I actually had it originally like this. You see it? So when you look at it, you might think like, what's the big freaking deal, Erica? It's already organized. It looks fine the way it is. But the problem is even though it's organized, even though it's all in a tray, it could be better. And the way it could be better is to organize the top. So for instance, right? See the bottom's all Chestnut Hill, right? So I put all the Chestnut Hills together. So these are all the same brand. See? And then over here, I look at the top and I say, okay, well, let's look at the light colors, right? I can either put all the light, see, so these are all the white tops here. Let's see, it's kind of like a U, right? So I could actually do it like this. Alternatively, I could switch it, because most likely I'm going to switch it. Put on this side, followed by the tahini, then put the burger spice. See this? So it's short, taller, and then tallest over there. And yeah, and then I can put the Mrs. Dash together. And all the caps are not the freaking same color. Because they are the same brand, that is the joiner over there. So I can like figure out how I want it. Do I want to have the yellow over here? I think when I think about the colors, I think it probably looks good. Darker, lighter, maybe the yellow over here. And then we finish it on my two blacks, which is black cap over here and black cap over here. And then my Old Bay, see, it looks like too freaking busy. So what I chose to do, see the Old Bay? Like I could keep it over here, but I think it looks a little busy. So I'm just gonna keep it this way. That way you don't see too much at all. And then I feel like it has a pretty nice transition because, yeah. Some people would say, oh my goodness, Erica, the freaking chili seasoning over here is blocking the yellow labels. So I should put not the chili, the Italian seasoning at the end. See, this is a green label versus this is a yellow label. So when you look at the colors here, right, not just the tops or the thing that puts all these Chestnut Hills together and the brand, but we go green, yellow, 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 yellow label, and then we have a white label, and then these two are just random. So yeah, that's why when I like do this stuff, it's like I don't get to it like within 20 minutes. It's like I have to like, I've had this rack up. If you guys have been following my channel, I've had this rack up for close to a year. It's a wonderful rack. It's a command strip. We put this thing upside down because it has a little bit more space. this way, you know, upside down versus it being over here. And I think these were like about $15 each or so, but yeah, I constantly look at this stuff and I'm just like, okay, Erica, you gotta reduce your freaking visual clutter. And these are all our spices that we have. Actually, no, I take that back. We do have a few extra, but I do have them pretty much organized. See, so we have a lazy Susan here. See, and yeah, there's my tea section, and yeah, so this stuff over here, not the, how would I say this? Not the perfect solution. The perfect solution for some people who like to have it be totally matchy matchy would be re get these inside some kind of blank glass container and then have make some custom labels for it. And yeah, so there would be total standardization across the board. But I was thinking about it and I said, frick, Erica, I don't want to buy a freaking container, right? Let's say I buy another Mrs. Dash or something, right? And then I gotta put it, repot it into another container and then make a custom label for it. So that way everything all works out. And then this one, right? If I decide to repot it, this plastic container goes straight into the recycle bin. So it is aesthetic. However, it is kind of, I'm gonna be real here, it's kind of like a form of OCD over here, because then it's like you look at it and you're like, okay, I gotta think about size and I gotta think about colors and I gotta think about fluidity. And yeah, see, so like these two blacks, right, they're about the same size, they're obviously two different things. And then these, right, these are all Mrs. Dash, and I tried to make the colors flow. And these are three different things, but the caps are white. And I went shortest to tallest, shortest to biggest too, because this one's taller, but this one's skinnier than this one. And then Chestnut Hills over here, all red caps, all same brand, but the green one's over here versus the yellow one, which transitions into this one. And then these are the two random ones over here. But yeah, I feel like over time it just gets a freaking easier, but it definitely takes a lot more mental energy doing this kind of stuff than just freaking putting it on a rack. And I've kind of had this like mindset where it's like I look at things and I think like, man, Eric, I just don't want to put it in a freaking tray. I don't want to just declutter. I want to make it look aesthetic. And sometimes like when you see people talking about this stuff, like they don't talk about this stuff, right? Nobody wants to make a freaking YouTube stream talking about how you're going to organize your various spices without putting it and repotting it in another container. But I thought maybe it'll be helpful to someone in case you have like a spice rack and then you have a tray for it, right? We obviously had a rack for this that I put up. But I was not really like at first I was happy with it, and then I took a good look at it, and the more I've been trying to reorganize stuff, the more I looked at it, I was like, why does this thing piss me off? And I realized it was because like the colors were all over the place, the sizes were a little all over the place. And I really, you know how they talk about like minimalism or like mindful consumption, like this falls into that as well, because it's like I have to think like, okay, where exactly are you going to place it? Does it fit with the harmony and the flow? And it could be considered overthinking, but I didn't get rid of any spices. I just reorganized them for a little bit more aesthetic. So if anybody finds himself in that freaking situation like I did, and you just get a little peeved off about it, right? Just pull things off. You know, pull things off, or just kind of say, let me lump like with like, and then let me see if I can do like with like, and then tie in the cap and then tie in the sizes as well. And yeah, I feel like it really does add up, and I'm happy I didn't, you know, right now, like I said, I don't want to buy freaking minimalistic slash one of those container store kind of spice racks where I gotta repot, but I feel like this is a pretty good solution. Yeah. I did a cooking stream actually. I did a cook. I could sort them. Yeah. No, it didn't take a couple seconds. It actually, you guys saw the end result, but this actually took me like 20 minutes to figure it out. I just like moved a few things around, but it took me like 20 minutes because I was thinking like, oh, for frick's sake, okay, what do you want to do? Like it makes like when you see people on YouTube doing things, they make it look like, oh yeah, I just instantly knew how to do it. But for me, like I have a lot of freaking failures. I have like things where I try to pull things and then I say, okay, let me see if this decor item works. And then 2 months later, I find out like I don't like the decor item and then I got to get rid of it. So I'm always in a constant state of trying to make this better and better and better. And, you know, my mind is thinking, and there's really nothing else I can do for this except buy standardized containers and make standardized labels for them. So, for instance, right, like these are all glass containers with silver caps on them. And then I make this like custom label for it so it says like paprika only on there or bragg sprinkle, and it's just freaking more work. Like I said, right, it's like some people don't mind doing that kind of stuff, but when it comes to spices, I'm like, frick. So every time I buy a spice, I'm gonna have that mental stress on me, like, oh, I gotta make a freaking custom label for it. When the average person just buys a spice and they're just like plop it right here. So we don't have any more spaces for spices. I think spices were pretty good. You can see how much freaking tahini I use. Look at this. I freaking love tahini with the mango. And you remember my little bougie stream? My little bougie store stream? I still have my giant freaking mango, so I have not eaten it yet. But I need to eat it soon. So when I do cut it up, it will go with the tahini, and it will be good. Yeah. So, what about the pink pineapple? I did eat the pink pineapple. It was pretty good. It was getting to be like 3 days old, so I thought like, oh frick, I gotta eat it. So, I'll make a stream separate about that. But it is a really nice. Just to spoil it for you guys, it is a really nice pink pineapple. The only downside with that pink pineapple is it's like $12 a pound. It's a freaking bougie pineapple in a bougie freaking store. So I was at Sheepshead Bay, and it was a great, it's a great place. It's just, yeah, well, how many times will I want to buy $12 pineapple? If money was no factor here, like I would not hesitate buying pink pineapple and huge mangoes at the bougie place, but it's not, it's like you don't have like Jeff Bezos money kind of thing where it's like, okay, the $12 is nothing. The $12 definitely adds up, and it's a premium product. But I wanted to get it because I've never seen a pink pineapple before, and I thought, well, $12 for 1 pound could always be worse, and I've never seen it in Hawaii. So yeah, that was really good. Kimono Mom on YouTube. She does simple Japanese recipes, all very minimalist. Ah. Yeah, I have a pretty minimalistic diet. Normally, it's like I eat the same freaking thing, and I like it that way because it's just like the less stuff you eat, the more simple your shopping habits are, right? Like I already know, right? What do I freaking eat? I usually have this, and then I have my sardines, and then I have avocado, and then we eat bananas, and then I'll have steak, and it's just kind of like the same freaking thing. Baseline. We'll have like vegetables, but we don't buy too much processed stuff. I did have a good supply of cookies, but uh, something happened to my cookies, and I had a tub of cookies, and they disappeared. I don't know. Something happened. I was eating them throughout the week, and they were good. And next thing I know, it's like the freaking big tub of cookies are gone. So, yeah, cookies are my weakness for sure. Especially a good chocolate chip cookie. Definitely a good chocolate chip cookie, but not too much good gluten-free options out there for cookies, unfortunately. I've tried gluten-free cookies. Most of them suck. Or if they're okay, then actually I take that back. I've tried even like the bougie kind, like $6 a packet cookies, and like almond flour, and those things freaking suck. It's just like, who the hell would buy it? It just blows. So I'm happy that I'm not. I don't have like terrible consequences if I eat a lot of gluten, minus some acne, but yeah, man, life with just eating gluten-free cookies or just keto chocolate chip cookies. I've tried keto chocolate chip cookies. I've tried like low sugar, zero sugar stevia chips. They don't compare to the actual stuff. They really don't. So, I will talk to you guys later, and you guys take care. Let's see. I watched about 20 videos last night comparing different auto cleaning. Why did you plant this in my head? I'm sorry. You know what? I kind of like. I had the freaking. You remember like last time when I did my Little Robot stream, that freaking pea clump was stuck upside down. Yeah, I forgot to take footage of it, but I woke up today and the freaking big pea clump, like this big, was stuck upside down in the little robot, and I just like whacked it down with a paper towel. But right, you know, you think the little robot would be so simple, but it doesn't matter if it's poop. I like there's also poop smears in there again, so I just wiped it down. I think 2 days ago, and yeah, poop smears, poop smears. I gotta wipe again, and pea smears. I gotta knock down. It it's it's a convenient $500 little robot, but it takes more work. Like I don't want to wipe poop off the side of the walls of this freaking little robot every other day or wipe Oriole's paws. I had to wipe Oriole's back paw again because he pee. You know he doesn't flip around, so I had to like work on my. I tried my little hood thing with my little that little string, that little pipe cleaner. That didn't work because Oreo peed on his back paw again because he was facing the wrong way. So I redid it with a string and a penny. Hopefully that encourages him to, you know, the weight knocking on his backside encourages him to turn around. But I don't know. I don't know. There is a learning curve with this little robot. Unfortunately, it seems that I'm gonna be real here. All the problems lie with Oreo. Oreo's poop, Oreo peeing, you know, Oreo not facing the right direction. I can't communicate to Oreo, like, please pee the other direction. As an Oreo peeing on his back paw accidentally, and yeah, not fun. So, and then yeah, still Oreo, right? I still have to like look at his butt and wipe it. So I've actually had more work to do with the freaking little robot because I have to think about Oreo trekking his urine poopy paw around the apartment, and whenever he's around, it's like I can tell, like I can smell it. I can smell the cat urine on him. I'm like, oh damn it, Oreo. So all he needed to do was just not step in his pee or not step in his poop, but he's done it like three times in the last 5 days. He's done it yesterday. He's done it today. He did it the day before yesterday. So last 3 days, he's definitely pooped and stepped in poop and stepped in pee. And I had to clean it. So next time he pees, I'm sure I have to wipe his paw again. And it's just, ah, my goodness, just freaking Oreo. So, yeah, I got to do a review stream about the little robot. And I'm gonna be real honest about it. I'm gonna say, you know, if your cat cannot turn around and face you, so it's inside the litter box and the face, you know, if you look at the litter box, right, you need to see the cat's face. If you see the cat's backside, good chance they might pee on their back paw. And it's not just Oreo, it's other cats who do that too, and it just drives little robot owners crazy because they say, you know, I wanted this to be easier for me, and the cat just refuses to turn around. So people, they buy the little robot fence, they put this little string thing on there. Work. Other people say, well, maybe try change the litter. I'm like, I don't think, what would the freaking litter do to encourage Oreo to turn around? Oreo's been using this litter for about a year, but who knows? Maybe I'll end up trying to change the litter as well, and I'll just be like, Oreo, please turn your butt around so your butt is not facing the entrance, your butt is facing the backside. No, I mean, like, anonymous individual is a mod, so I need a cat to understand the litter robot stuff. So it is a litter box that cycles. I've had it cycle every 15 minutes, and there's a huge curve because sometimes the litter robot the Litter Robot works well, but with Oreo's poop, because I only can set it for 15 minutes, it's still wet, so it smears. It freaking smears all over the inside, and it looks so gross. And people, if like people looked at it, they'd be like, "You didn't clean this thing for like ages." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I freaking have to wipe this thing down. It seems like every 24 hours." And it's more maintenance than a regular litter robot. The only convenient thing is that I know the cats are stepping into the litter box and clean litter, minus if there's a big pee clump. So I could try to change your litter out, or yeah, try to change your litter out. But and then the other thing that I noticed is because we have the litter robot versus the huge mega litter box they used to have, right? I have to refill the litter in a lot more because there's not there. I think there's about 10 pounds of litter inside of that litter box, versus before I think I could put in somewhere between 20 to 30 pounds at a time, and yeah. So I feel like every 2 days or so I have to refill the litter because I mean yeah the litter because it's getting a little low, and so that's more work on my part, but I avoid scooping. However, I have to deal with the wiping down of the litter robot. So far, it is my review of the litter robot. Not looking too good if you have a cat with wetter poop like Oreo. Or, right, if your cat cannot turn around, yeah, be prepared to have to chase your cat with the freaking grooming wipe and say, hold up, yeah, no, don't run away from me, don't run away from me. I know you have urine on your paws, and you know he just tries to make a beeline when he sees me with that wipe from the litter box all the way over to the food bowl. And I don't know if he just doesn't realize he has litter on his back paw, but yeah, maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't care because there's been times where he's had poop on the side of his leg, and he just doesn't groom it. He's like oblivious to it, or he's just waiting for me to notice it and for me to clean it. So, yeah, Oreo is definitely extra care. 100%, 100% Oreo's extra care. And you guys have heard this like many times, where it's like, yeah, the one cat I'm always worried about for care and hygiene and just making sure he doesn't like Blackberry and Clinton know how to use a litter box. 100%. I've never had Blackberry and Clinton poop outside of the litter box. They've never pooped on the walls of the litter box. They've never had it where their butt is like halfway in. So when they poop, right, it's like the poop goes half in the litter box and half outside the litter box. I don't know what's up with Oreo. And then they don't step in their own poop. They don't step in their own urine. They're cleaner. But Oreo, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just like he's lazy, or it just doesn't dawn on him to turn around or take 2 steps forward. Like the old litter box, right? It's like 3 feet by 2 feet wide. Oreo is not that wide. So he can definitely scoot up 1 foot or 1.5 foot if he wanted to, but he chooses not to. He just walks in, and then right at the edge, he does his business. And if he doesn't get in all the way, he'll just poop, you know? And I was like, damn, how do I communicate to a cat to move forward? I can't. It's just like he does what he wants to do, and I'm left having to clean up after his mess. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just all those kind of things that just agitate me a little, and I'm just experimenting. And I hope that I figure out how to get Oriole's butt to turn around, because I want to make a video for any person who has a litter robot and has a cat like Oreo. I want to say like, okay, this worked with Oreo, and if it worked with Oreo, I'm pretty damn sure, I'm pretty damn hopeful that it worked with your cat. Um, but even if I got Oreo to turn around and not pee or poop on his back paw, the question is how do I make sure there's no clumps? And that would probably fall down to getting another litter. So I think getting another litter, trying another litter, is going to be inevitable. And there is certain other things I could get. I could get another hard clumping litter, but it's like you all have like clay litters. I'm not seeing like a big freaking difference. And so many people use Dr. Elsie's anyway, so maybe I'll have to buy another line of the Dr. Elsie's. Because right now we're using Ultra, but I think they have like a better clumping one. They also have different brands. Copaz recommended using a crystal litter, But crystal litter does not work for a little robot. Like the little ball ones, there's these little balls. They look like marbles. That doesn't work with the little robot, unfortunately. But I was thankful for the suggestion. I looked into it, and yeah, someone else confirmed that can't use that at all. So yeah, litter robot thought it was gonna be very straightforward. It's created more issues. I'm not gonna lie, it's created more issues because now it's like you heard me talk about cleaning Orioles paws, but it wasn't like every freaking day, right? You never heard me about saying like, oh my god, I gotta chase this cat because the cat is tricking urine in the apartment. I don't know. I don't know. I had no idea. I don't know why. And some people mentioned to me, they said, "Well, why don't you get him a bigger litter box?" And I said, "Oreo has the biggest litter robot there is." And not only that, his old litter box, the one that we used before he moved over to the litter robot, that is the biggest litter box on the market, it seems. So unless I get a custom made box for Oreo, like a sandbox or something, it can't get any bigger. So yeah, you feel like you're like, oh man, I don't know what I'm kind of limited in my options. It's like, what would you do here? Okay, just pray the string and the penny works, and then change the litter, and hopefully that works. But if that doesn't, I'm gonna go through the whole freaking, just like I did with the cat food. Remember that? Remember how I was like trying all these different cat foods with Oreo? And then ultimately we had to put them on prescription food, and even the prescription food is not perfect. So yeah, the prescription food definitely isn't perfect, and this stuff is pricey. So, um, yeah, I think I'm gonna just end up going with like lots and lots and lots of litter, and hopefully one hard clump's a lot better, and then hopefully Oreo does not end up peeing or pooping on his back paws. And again, it's because Oreo's not scooting in forward and he's not turning around, so he's so close at the entrance, right? That instead of peeing directly on the litter, because it's like the litter robot is like a circle, right? He's peeing over here. I think what happens is that the urine is backsplashing against him, and he's at the edge, right? So the urine, when it backsplashes, it goes directly into his back paw. Versus, right, if he wasn't at the edge, it would just be absorbed by the litter. That's my guess. That's my guess about it. So it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could communicate with this cat, talk to him in English and say, Oreo, move, move around. And I was also thinking about like having watch for this freaking when he's using the litter box, and like if he's trying to pee or poop, like physically like nudge him, like turn around, Oreo. But I don't want to fret him out to the point where he refuses to use the litter box, because he'll be like, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to pee. Why are you moving me? And then he jumps out, and then he maybe pees in the closet or something. Like, I don't want that either. Yeah. So, I don't know how to communicate with Oreo. So the best thing is, the best option that I'm hearing is, this is the homemade option that someone came up with, okay? You get a piece of string and you tape a penny to it, and then you have it hanging from the little robot, so when the cat walks in, it's like nudges them on their backside. And the cat's not gonna like it, so hopefully they scoot in or they turn around. I'm not too sure why a cat would scoot around if they have this hitting their butt. But I mean, like, what would you rather have, the penny hit your butt or your face, right? I imagine the cat would just say screw it. Maybe I'll just scoot in more, but we'll see if it works. Some litter robot owners report success, and yeah, if I see it, I will let you guys know and do a video about that, because I'm having to go through freaking litter robot forums to try and find this, and there are several people who's just like, I am losing my mind. I have to, like, my cat always poops on his back paws, and so yeah, it's not just the Oreo thing. Why a penny rather than a green? Because I don't want the cat to bite it. Also, if I leave a greenie out in the little robot, they're not gonna, it's not gonna serve as a weight, right? The cat is just gonna eat the greenie, and then when they have to use the litter box, there's nothing to knock their butt, or not their backside. Um, what would I be? What do you think Oreo would do if left to his own devices? Oreo would Oreo probably would just poop anywhere he wants. For sure. Like I think right now, Oreo's litter box trained, but he doesn't really care truly where he poops or where he pees. Just do it wherever. There's been certain instances where it's like the litter box, like I just cleaned it the night before and I see him poop right outside the litter box. I'm like, Oreo, why don't you get in the litter box? Like, we got 2 out of 3 cats who 100% make it in the litter box, but Oreo is just like, I'm gonna drop turd like 5 inches away. And then I have to hit it with odor eliminator spray. And I'm like, Oreo, do I not clean this litter box enough? Is that the reason why? And yeah, that's the reason why like the litter robot was attracted to me because I thought like, man, if I get the litter robot, he'll always be in clean litter, and I can't blame myself like I didn't clean this litter box enough. But now, right, like I said, new set of problems. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's just let me like I do what I like. You can't control me kind of thing. I don't know if it's just like but I genuinely think it's like he has a lack of awareness about certain things. Very, very cute cat. It's just hygiene is not a big upside for him. He barely grooms himself. He prefers just to like lay low, and he likes me to groom him. I mean, like he doesn't it's not like he hates grooming. I mean, he loves it when I groom him so much, but himself grooming, far and few between versus Clinton and Barry. So yeah, I treat Oreo like he's and Lewis has said this, like I treat Oreo like he's handicapped. And I'm like, yeah, huh? I bubble wrap Oreo. Well, think about it, right? Oreo poops on the walls of the old litter box. He poops outside the litter box. He is he used to cry when he couldn't get on the bed, so I got him cat stairs. And yeah, so there's a lot of things that I've been trying to do to make his life easier. And in terms of the litter box, like I'm at a loss. Like, what do I do? I'm kind of leaning if going back to the old litter box. Because I'm gonna keep the old litter box, right? I'm kind of leaning on going back to the old litter box if this doesn't pan out in a month or two. Just being real here, because it's like I think the little robot is a great device, but if you have an Oreo cat, it just is not fun to have to think about his back paws every time he does his business. Yeah, so yeah. I definitely baby him, but I'm like I try to do it in a very loving manner. I'm like, Oreo, can you please like do you see, you peed on yourself, right? And he doesn't like it when I clean his back paws. Like he runs away from me and he knows the wipe is coming, and I want him to understand like, Oreo, you need to turn. You need to turn, you need to scoop more in, and if you do that, your paws will be clean and I don't have to wipe your back paw. But yeah, he's just like I think starting to get the sense like every time he does his business, I'm like freaking waiting with the freaking wipe because it's like I look at his paw and I'm like, damn it, there's freaking urine on here again. So yeah. Uh, reposition him in the litter box. You know what, Outseeker, he is going to fret, and I think he's gonna get flustered, and he's just gonna jump out of the litter box, and like I said, probably poop out in the closet or poop in the middle of the apartment, and just be like, hey, you flustered me. Yeah, I know you wanted to move me while I was pooping, or when I was starting to poop, but I don't like that. I want to do what I want to do, kind of thing. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna be on guard when he has to do his freaking business. Maybe I'll do a live stream about it and show you guys, like, hey, uh, yeah, this is Oreo. This is the freaking litter robot thing. And if I see Oreo, just like physically grab him and be like, Oreo, just turn around, butt on backside, face front, and but yeah, we'll see. Maybe he'll do that. Maybe he won't. It takes more effort to turn around, so he probably won't. Yeah, he's not deaf. Oreo's not deaf. He can definitely hear. Definitely hear. He's just very energy conservation. And the thing is like Oreo doesn't have the sense of repercussions, right? Like if he pees on himself or poops on himself, like it doesn't bother him at all. He doesn't groom himself either, right? So it's like I'll see poop on the side of his like leg, and it'll just like if I don't catch it, right, it could be dried, and I'm like, damn it, or you've been walking around with a freaking leg for how many hours, right? It's just like he has no desire to clean himself if that happens. Yeah. No, I don't think it's a pyramid scheme. I think a little robot is a good device, provided your cat has normal stools, it's not wet, and provided your cat goes in the right way, or they turn around so face forward, but to the back of the globe. Yeah. No, I'm not doing a pipe cleaner. I'm doing twine with a penny, seeing how that works. So just want to give you guys a little update about this. I know this was supposed to be a little short video about spice organization, but I'm gonna have to change the title and say freaking plus little robot update. Oh, just a pet sometimes cannot tell us their disorder. I don't know what his disorder would be. Um, yeah. Yeah. So like I've said, right? Oreo is a very loving cat. He's a very sweet cat, but one of the reasons I'm transparent about stuff is if any of you guys want to get a cat and you guys think like, oh, the cat's gonna be so easy to maintain, you might end up with an Oreo. And if you end up with an Oreo, it's gonna take a lot of time. It's gonna take a lot of energy. It's gonna take a lot of maintenance. He's on supplements, and we have so many things for this cat, and I'm still chasing this cat with his poopy paw issues. Yeah, so Oreo's the most aloof cat I've ever known to exist. Hey, question. Your dad has had a lot of cats. Has he ever had a cat like Oreo?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Or
Smart cat.
yeah, so but he's very aloof, but he's very sweet and cuddly. I just don't want to cuddle him with the urine soaked back paw. So yeah. A little part of me died inside when I realized, well, that's the reason why he was having poopy and peeing paws. But here's the thing, this happened even when we had the old litter box. It was just happening on a less frequent basis. So yeah, Oreo, like I know how Oreo goes in the litter box, even the old one. He'll go inside, he'll just walk in, do his business, and then turn around afterwards. He doesn't walk in, turn around, and then do his business. Yeah. Yeah, so if you guys have suggestions about how I can get him to turn around or the litter situation, let me know in the comment section. I would really, really appreciate it. And again, it wouldn't just help me, it would also help other people who do have cats with the litter robot. And this definitely is not a unique situation. 100%. You need a little robot so you can walk on one side and the opposite side. No, no, that is not the true case because even if it was a U shape, what Ori would do is he would walk in, right? Once his paws hit the litter, he would just be tempted to drop his business right there. So even if there's a big amount of area, right, he's just gonna stay towards the front because least energy um least amount of energy. What was that word? um expel energy, something like that. So he is an energy conservation cat, so yeah, he won't care if there's a lot of space in front of him. He'll be like, oh, my paws are on the litter, I'm good. And yeah, he'll do his business there, and sometimes, like I said, his butt ends up on the freaking wall. I'm like, Oreo, your poop is like half in and half out. Oreo. So all that stuff. Exerted. Yes, exerted. You put it at the corner, whatever, so he can drive through. Now, well, the little robot's a freaking globe, so I can't get him to turn around unless he wants to turn around. But it's weird how it's weird how Blackberry and Clinton know to turn around, but Oreo doesn't know to turn around. It's very strange. Like it's like I'll be on the bed looking at them and they'll make eye contact with me while they're pooping and peeing, but Oreo just like walks in and he just like, okay, my paws are in the litter. I drop my business, and then afterwards, right? It's like I don't even know if he's getting lazy to the point where he's not even really covering his litter anymore. So it's just like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm just gonna walk right out. So yeah, I'm trying to get some suggestions about what I can do about Oreo cat, but it's very tough.
Give him away. He was the worst ranking cat in the poll.
By 2%.
He was the worst ranking cat.
What? 30 by
And that
28%?
includes you cheating and getting all of your subscribers to vote for him.
I did not put a
I
community
didn't vote.
post.
You voted.
I
And I
voted
know you
once.
got everybody to vote for Miss Oreo.
What?
And he still lost.
He lost by 2%.
He's gonna get tossed off of the island, Erica.
What island?
He doesn't belong here.
He does belong here. We just gotta figure out the solution to
He
get him to
belongs in the
turn
great
around.
outdoors.
The great outdoors. Where? On the sidewalk?
Good stuff.
Oh, are you kidding
He
me?
can go through dumpsters to get food just like his mom.
Oh, whatever. Whatever. Look at this jackass over here. Yeah. But whoever, like I've told you guys before, right? Like whoever had Oreo before us, I know this sounds really cruel for me to say, but I imagine they probably had their hands full because it's like you can feel like you're trying to give the world to this cat, and you don't feel like you really make too much progress because he still steps in his poop and he still poops outside the litter box, and uh, no amount of cleaning that litter solves it completely. Yeah. So, yeah. Is he depressed? No, I don't think he's depressed. He like I don't know how depressed cat wouldn't be going into the frickin' litter box. How did we acquire Oreo? There is a video on Lewis's channel called something like How Lewis Met Oreo. You guys can look it up or type in Oreo Rossman and you'll see it. So Lewis was out on his porch. It was about 10 p.m. at night or so in 2017, and a little black and white cat went up to him and like that, and he just kept nuzzling him and rubbing against him, and he was like, Oreo was so friendly, and nobody seemed to be, chasing after a cat or anything like that. So he took him home, and then the next day he put in a bunch of found cat posters all around the neighborhood, and the neighbors were saying like, "Oh yeah, that cat. Yeah, we've seen him around. He's been looking for a home for quite some time." And yeah, nobody claimed him. He put a bunch of posts on like Craigslist, neighborhood. Nobody replied at all, and so he got stuck with Oreo. And as cute as Oreo is, it's like it's hard to let him go because he's such a sweet, cuddly cat. He used to be slimmer, but now he's definitely chunky, like a submarine or something. But yeah, like that kind of stuff. So that's how he got Oreo. Oreo walked up to him and just gave him his little like I'm starving, please help me kind of face, and just he's very good at guilt tripping you and making you bring him in. I don't think you can make him do stuff, but you have to make him choose to do stuff like it's his idea. His idea would not be using more energy to poop in the litter box. It would be the expend the least amount of energy for sure. But yeah. So this is my Oreo Chronicles, Oreo versus Litter Box Chronicles. Day, who knows how long. But it's just getting worse. It is just getting worse. See ya.